So I don't see a picture.
All right, send you that feed.
Yeah, we're good. Here we go.
Welcome to Business Buzz with your host, Frank Hellring. Do you own a small business, or does that small business own you? Are you seeking increased sales, more loyal customers, lower operation costs, and brand loyalty? If you're interested in elevating your brand and expanding your reach, then Business Buzz will put it all together for you with expert guests, resources that make sense, and your opportunity to be heard. Get ready to call in with your questions and comments at 1-866-472-5790. That's 1-866-472-5790. Business Buzz is out to put the buzz back into your business. Here's your host, Frank Hellring.
Hey, can you hear the buzz? Welcome wherever you may be. You have found Business Buzz. I'm your host, Frank Hellring. We're coming to you live, prime time on the VoiceAmerica Business channel. And Ninon, Vera, Rosa, my hostess with the mostest, is not with us today. She's got another previous commitment. But shout out to you, Ninon. We miss you. We always miss you. And we're going to get ahead with this show today. Listen, folks, I need to just kind of basically digress a little bit before we get into our content. Last Saturday, we had an event that rocked the world. A former president almost lost his life in Pennsylvania in the good old United States of America. I may be dating myself right now, but in November 22nd, 1963, I found myself in Page Elementary School. At 1 p.m., the squawk box came on in my classroom, and the following was announced. Today, in Dallas, Texas, President John Fitzgerald Kennedy was shot and killed. Do you know what kind of an impact that puts on the life of a sixth grader in the middle of a classroom? That's a memory imprint I will carry with me all my life. And let me tell you something. In those days, class was over. Class was dismissed. We were sent home. You know why? Because it was the President of the United States that lost his life. Donald J. Trump may be a former president, and he may have that word in front of his name, but he occupied the White House for 4 years. And let me tell you something. You respect the office of the presidency of the United States. You may not like the man. You may not agree with what he says, but you respect the office. And some heinous killer tried to take out a figurehead of our government in the past. This is not something to trifle with. This is something to honor and respect and remember. I said it on this show. I'll say it in public. We, the people, must honor the office of the President of the United States. He earned that title. He'll carry that title to the grave. And some nightmare occurred in Pennsylvania last Saturday that should have rocked this nation to its very core. And I believe in some respects it did. But if you didn't get affected by some crazy idiot trying to blow the head off of a man that was responsible for your welfare and security for over 4 years, then you need to seriously look in the mirror and ask whether or not you're truly an American. Along those lines, my PSA, which is for veterans. If you're a veteran and you hear my voice, if you know a veteran and hear my voice, if you just dang well care about veterans and hear my voice, then know this. In November of 2022, I did a show where I uncovered veterans being murdered in their beds. We created a landing page, Veteran Murders, VETERAN Murders, MURDERS.com. Please go to that website. There you will find the backstory and playback of the show that I interviewed Bruce Sackman, former Inspector General, lead investigator, Veterans Affairs from West Virginia to the coast of Maine, and he uncovered veterans being murdered in their beds until he hung up his spikes. And now he's no longer part of the IG, but he carries on the mission. And I intend to help him in every way, shape, manner, or form. Go to Veteran, VETERAN Murders, MURDERS.com and find out if your loved one who's flat on their back right now possibly has some suspicious activity, there's all kinds of buttons there for you to click on to find that out from the VA. And there's all kinds of information there on Bruce Sackman's book. Listen, let's stop the killing. Let's stop it today. Well, today I am joined by my partner and co-founder of Certainty Global, Patrick Laing. Patrick is a former U.S. Army veteran, 9 years with the BDUs on and the dress greens. Let me tell you something. I respect him not only for that, but for the fact that over the last 2 years, I'm pleased to call him my friend. How you doing, Patrick? Welcome to the show, buddy.
Doing wonderful, Frank. Thanks for having me back.
Hey, buddy. There's a reason for this. There's a reason that the guest that was slated today is not here. There's a reason that Ninon's not here today. And I think it's to carry forward what you and I began, over 2 years ago?
100%. You know, if I can interject, Frank, your comments about the assassination attempt. You know, it doesn't matter who you vote for. It doesn't matter what you believe, where your political leanings are, your religious leanings. We're all Americans, right? And one of the things I learned from my father is to honor who is in that house, honor who is in that White House. And even if you disagree with them, even if you don't like what they're doing or the job they're doing, or you wish there was someone else, that we honor the office, we honor the role. And so I agree with you. I think the nation should be appalled by the attack, and we should rally around our leaders, right? I mean, my show, as you know, I'm a host here on Voice America as well. I have a show called Finding Certainty, and one of the pillars I build on is that we need to work more together. We're in this together. We have a lot more in common than we have different. If we just focused more on it, we could accomplish some amazing things, and that's exactly what we're doing, right?
Absolutely. Listen, buddy, I went back on my show roster. As you know, I've got close to 200 shows. I'll be celebrating the 4th year anniversary of Business Buzz coming up first week of August. And in January 17th of this year, you and I did a show called Introducing the Certainty Collective. You recall that show, Patrick?
Vividly.
I went back and I took a look at the playback, and a lot of what happened yesterday when we held our first sales congress, nationally scoped with all of our marketers who we have been accumulating over the last year. It's absolutely amazing. It's almost prophetic, that show, because what we envisioned back in January is coming to pass in July.
Yes, it is. It's interesting how things are happening, Frank, because as you know, our company grew. We grew about 700% last year. And yet, if you can imagine, we're probably going to grow the same amount by the end of this year. You know, when you're doing good, trying to make a difference, trying to impact people's lives, it's almost as though the doors and windows start opening. You get some divine choreography behind you, and the snowball starts rolling down the hill and picking up speed. And you think you're going to run out of hill, but it just keeps going. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and these ripple effects happen. We're seeing it happen right before our eyes. It's almost, it's very humbling, right? It's almost overwhelming what we are seeing materialize.
Yeah, and it's not something that we really had, what you want to say, in the business plan, right? Not in congruity. I mean, not from the aspect of what we're dealing with today. I mean, we certainly wanted people to be part of this incredible opportunity we've mastered here. But at the same point in time, absolutely amazing what it's grown to in just a short time.
Right. No, I had no idea it would be what it is and is becoming. And we're still just getting started, and yet it's just absolutely exploding. And I think it's because when you bring together good people and you have good intent, you know, good things happen.
Yeah, and I think one of the amazing things is that you had the company, Certainty Management and Certainty Holdings, before you and I ever formed Certainty Global, right? Certainty Global has been together about 2 years. But all of the partners that you were beholding to that supported you all these years before I came into the picture now are absolutely perfect fits for what you and I are beginning to call the Certainty Collective. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, the word collective is, I really love that term. We started using it in part because of what we do for in the NIL space, right? Working with colleges, we've got a program we can help them to raise unlimited funding for their NIL targeted students and programs. And a lot of colleges have collectives, right? There's the Royal Blue Collective at BYU. There's the Crimson Collective at U of U. I mean, I'm from Utah, so there's several of them. They all have different names, but this collective it's a collective effort of like-minded individuals with an objective in common, right? They have a common objective, and so it's just such a great example, and I think it's such a great description of what we're doing with our Certainty suite of companies, right? Our sister companies, Certainty Global, Certainty Management, Certainty Holdings. We have a group of like-minded associates across the country with clients in all 50 states with an objective in common. And that objective is to create more certainty in our clients' lives. There's several ways we do that. We can talk about that, but I just really love that. It's just such a great word, right? It's such a great description of what we're doing and who we are.
Yeah, and it's the opposite of the word uncertainty, which you hear in the media. In fact, I'm hearing it at the Republican National Convention coming out of people's mouths pretty often. It's kind of interesting. In fact, the guy who was the president of the Teamsters who spoke yesterday, he used that term. I wanted to jump to the television screen and kiss him. Listen, the bottom line here, though, Patrick, is that in my life, in my past, I was an independent insurance agent, my friend. Okay. I started out my career in Occidental Life, blew out of there, started my own general agency, and became the logo you see all over the place, Independent Insurance Agents Association of America, which means I represent my client, not any one particular carrier, right? And so different carriers had different persuasions for different aspects of the insurance game. But what you and I have created here is absolutely off the charts. We now have, at last count, make sure I'm correct, 21 different offerings spread across 7 divisions of this company, encompassing application at large, medium, or I hate this word, small businesses collectively. Right or wrong?
You're right. I mean, we help our clients to make more and keep more. And we also encourage them to give more, right? We refer to ourselves as profit funding and benefit strategists. And these strategies, these 7 divisions, as we call them, we refer to them as the Magnificent Seven. And there's some symbolism there. Remember the old Western? I know you love old movies, Frank, but
that's why I love Andy Tenney. He emulates Yul Brynner. Anyway, go ahead.
That's right. You got the same haircut, right?
Yeah,
But the Magnificent Seven were this troupe who came in to the rescue of this town, right? They were being beset by bandits or whatever the case was. And they later did a remake of the movie with some newer actors. But we refer to our 7 divisions as the Magnificent Seven because we come to the rescue of our clients. We help them recover dollars that are waiting for them. There's millions of dollars out there hiding. We know how to recover you your share. We do this in several different ways. There's lots of different ways through tax credits and lower cost benefits and cost reduction and so forth. But customers have no idea in most cases how much money is sitting there waiting for them. That's what the collective does. Collectively, we work to help them recover dollars.
Hey, buddy, do you think we might be able to put that strategy together for the United States Congress? Wouldn't that be amazing? All this incredible misspent money and creating found dollars for our public entities. That would be crazy good. Anyway, we got to move to our first break here, my friend. You're listening to Business Buzz for Frank Hellring, live on Business Buzz, Voice America, Business Network, today. And we are just about to talk to you about one of the most incredible sponsors that I've had on this show going on now 3 years. We're actually the official radio host for this sponsor. And that sponsor is California Senior Guide Magazine.com. I'm telling you something right now. If you've got a product or a service out there and you want to get it in front of a minimum of about 1 million eyeballs in just the state of California alone, you need to go to CaliforniaSeniorGuide.com today. They are in the process of revamping their entire technology, their entire website. As a matter of fact, a few weeks ago, we literally blew it up because we have all you people out there sending emails to get more information about advertising in his magazine, and you blew up his website. So he had to turn around and put a whole new website together. But if you go to CaliforniaSeniorGuide.com today, you'll see the rudimentary beginnings of this incredible new website, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So listen, go to CaliforniaSeniorGuide.com today. You got a product or service you want to get in between the pages of this magazine, full page ad, 8-page ad, half page ad, quarter page ad, or that incredible full page ad you'll see of me in Voice America. You will also see Voice America's full page ad of their health and wellness network. We are mixing it up with this magazine in a big way. And last but not least, take a look at the cover of this magazine, because there you will see Dolly Parton. You will see Clint Eastwood. You'll see all these older A-lister stars who are now gracing the covers of this magazine with feature stories. Tell me what their social media following is. Go to CaliforniaSeniorGuide.com today, and let's make a difference. Well, we're going to be right back with Patrick Laing, myself, and the Certainty Collective. And if we take 2 and 2, you have our advertisers take a look at you, and we'll be right back with more buzz for your business.
All clear. Back in 2.
Cool.
All right. I always say that on the YouTube, you get the behind the scenes. So, because it's still recording, right?
Yep.
So, Frankie, I got a question for you.
Yep.
When you were in 6th grade and you heard that President Kennedy had been assassinated, what was your first thought? I mean, as a young student.
Shock.
I mean, I've heard many people say they remember where they were, exactly what they were doing when that occurred. I mean,
Ask me that question again, because I also stood on Constitution Avenue holding the hand of my father when Kennedy's beer went by on the way to Arlington.
Is that right? Well, because you're from that area, right? You grew up in Virginia.
I could tell you the cadence Drums.
Wow.
Exact pitch, exact sound.
I remember where I was when Reagan was shot. I mean, you're a little bit more senior than me. I don't remember Kennedy, but it was before my time. But I do remember when Reagan was shot, where I was. It's kind of like 9/11, right? I remember where I was when 9/11 happened. Those events throughout history that stay with us.
Do you know why? Do you know why it's different, Patrick? It's different because I got violated as an American. You shot my president. You killed my leader.
Right.
I don't think we have that same mindset anymore, man.
Well, I talked about unity. You know, I think that we've fallen a long ways from an America where we were proud to be American, where we were in this together, right? You were Democrat, I was Republican. You're Catholic, I'm Mormon. It doesn't matter. We were in it together, right? We had so much national pride.
Yep.
I think it's one of the worst things that's come from all the disunity is the national pride has been damaged
under one banner, and the banner was the United keyword United States of America. Okay,
that's right.
We're coming back.
Here we go.
You're listening to Business Buzz with your host, Frank Hellring. To reach the live show, please call 1-866-472-5790. Again, that's 1-866-472-5790. Or send Frank an email at info@businessbuzz.com. That's info@BIZZNESS buzz.com. Now, back to Business Buzz.
Hey, welcome back. I'm your host, Frank Hellring, live on Business Buzz on the Voice America Business Network. I've got my partner, friend, co-founder of Certainty Global, alongside of me today, and we're talking about the formulation of the Certainty Collective, which is a labor of love, right, Patrick?
Yes, it is. You know, you hit the nail on the head. We want to do more than just do business. We want to do good, right? We talk all the time about how we want to do more than just make income. We want to make a difference. And I think it's one of the reasons we're growing so quickly and receiving so much recognition and just attracting so many people is people want to be a part of something that is significant and it's making an impact. We were talking on the break about the division here in the country and the disunity, and it's saddening. I think together, if we could realize how much we have in common, um, we all care about lower taxes and inflation and clean drinking water and safety in our schools, no potholes, and a secure border, right? Reasonably secure. I mean, we all care about those things, and yet we focus in on the 5% we disagree on, and we have these loud voices disagreeing about it, and it just has. I think it's really unfortunate. So if more of us would, I think, really focus in on working collectively as a collective, as a united states, as you said, we could do so much good. I mean, for everyone, right?
I think that's the epitomization of what we've created here with the Certainty Collective, because I mean, we're not just a one and done company here, okay? We're releasing about 75 well-trained, healed marketers coming off our sales congress of yesterday. It's amazing the timeliness of what's doing this show today after we just spent hours, with our entire nationally scoped organization yesterday, getting them up to speed and arming them with 21 different applications for large, medium, and small businesses. I mean, across the board. I mean, if there's anything more needed right now in the small business community itself, it is to create found money, okay? Because they ain't getting it from the banks. The government coffers are dry. Cash is king in business. So if you can find a way to create money within dollars they're already spending, believe me, you have my vote as a small business, because now you're showing me how to allocate capital in a much more advantageous manner and propel myself back to profitability.
Couldn't agree more, Frank. You know, it applies in business, it applies in government, in our country, in our families, right? We all want solutions. There's a lot of pain out there. I mean, you talk about uncertainty and how prevalent it is. I had a guest on my show last year, Angel Tusi. She helps people to publish their own books, and she just pulled it up right there on the show. She searched for the word certainty, and there were thousands of hits in media just in the last 24 hours. She searched the word uncertainty, and there were tens of thousands of hits just in a 24-hour window in media on Google. And, it says something about how people are feeling. I mean, they're feeling worried about their future. And what we do as a collective, and I think what anyone is looking for, is they're looking for a path, right? They're looking for solutions. We had our sales seminar yesterday, our Q3 sales seminar, as you said, and we talked about, we used the metaphor of going on a road trip, right? What do you take when you're going on a road trip, when you're trying to complete a journey and get somewhere? You need a GPS, you take your luggage, you need gas in your engine, you need your snacks and your drinks, and you need cash in your pocket. You need help, right? You need solutions. You need resources. That's what we do as a collective. We bring a company ideas and direction and resources to create more certainty.
We got 21 offerings, right? And I think of that movie Wall Street when Gordon Gekko was addressing Bud Fox before he exited him out of his incredible palatial office. And he said, "Bud Fox, I look at 100 deals a day. I choose one." I think that really basically equates to what you and I are doing here, because not everybody gets through the door, right? Not everybody gets to our 75 marketers out here in the field, border to border, shore to shore, because you and I have the responsibility, and that's the reason why I'm going to call this show View from the Top. We have the responsibility of being the shepherds of those 75 marketers we have out there, not to mention all of the partners that we have depending upon us and the new partners that we just brought on. We have a given responsibility, Patrick, to make sure that nobody gets a black eye.
That's right. It is a responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility. I feel accountable to our clients, right? Our vendors, our team. I feel like a shepherd. You used that word earlier. I feel like a shepherd shepherding his sheep, and a shepherd knows their names, right? And I think the more we have the mindset of shepherding those we're responsible for, and shepherding those around us, both in our families and our businesses, also in our communities, we had that mindset of watching out for each other, really an outward mindset rather than inward, right? Amazing things can happen. That's how our whole business has been built. That's how I think one reason why we're growing so quickly. But I believe there's a much bigger picture there of what we could do collectively as a nation if as we take on that role as shepherds and looked outwardly more than in.
Patrick, I'll tell you what, let's have some fun, okay? Let's do some role play here. I'll be the small business owner with the problem. You be the guy with the solutions, okay? And
right.
let's go through some of this magnificent seven for our audience so they can really understand just what we have put together here for their benefit, right? Patrick, I have a very, very unique problem right now. I'm at a heck of a time not only attracting new employees, but retaining them. How can you help me with that?
Well, every employer in America these days is dealing with that same challenge, right? There's a shortage of manpower, or at least of manpower that's willing to work. The pandemic hit most businesses pretty heavily, especially the restaurant industry and hospitality and so forth. And it's been hard. It's hard finding good work. It's hard retaining good employers. One of the very best ways to improve recruiting and retention is by offering additional benefits. They say salary attracts, benefits retain, right? And if you can say to your customer or to your prospective employee, we have numerous benefits. I mean, 15 free benefits that require no copays, no deductibles, unlimited telemedicine, unlimited telecounseling. We're going to give you a guaranteed issue life insurance policy up to $100,000 without even a blood test. Right? How'd you like to go to urgent care up to 6 times a year with no copays, or have access to 1,200 prescriptions with no copays? How about labs, no copays? This is hundreds and even thousands of dollars of savings to that employee. And when they have those benefits, we provide this program to our customers at no new cost to them, right? It's paid for out of tax savings. We know how to create the tax savings. It pays for the benefits. The employees get it. There's no impact to the employer or the employee. That's just one of the 21 product lines, right? That's one of our Certainty 21. But it's the type of program that absolutely helps with recruiting and 100% helps with retention, because employees don't want to leave. They're not going to go across the street to earn another dollar an hour and give up all of those free benefits that are blessing not just their life, but everyone in their household.
Now, along those same lines, Patrick, and you talk about as a company that you create founded dollars, right? For me, in other words, a better way for me to spend existing capital that I'm already outlaying, right? Listen, I've got a bunch of copiers, and printing issues here in my firm, and I noticed this thing called Nuquo. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but the bottom line is, you're telling me you can save me money on my printing costs?
We can. It was actually the very first product that we represented. I used to be the senior VP for a company named Nuquo Group, and the company was actually founded by one of my best friends. I've known him for 30 years. spent his entire career in the imaging contract arena, working for Xerox mostly, and then a company named Icon. Became a dealer, was a top manager within that industry. But about 12 years ago, he decided to switch sides. He said, there's no one out there representing the customer's best interests. Everyone else is trying to sell them product and service at as high a margin as possible. He said that's not fair. So he switched sides. Now their company represents the clients. They help them secure better pricing and terms, and they only get paid if they can do so. And so they're paid out of the savings. We've seen in that one division alone over $250 million of contracts influenced. We've saved clients millions of dollars, and there's zero upfront or out-of-pocket costs. They don't even, I don't know if you know this, Frank, but they don't even have to switch vendors to save.
That's absolutely amazing. You know, we're in a hyperinflationary economy right now, Patrick. I mean, go gas your car, go to the supermarket. I mean, everything is much more expensive than it was just a few years ago.
It is.
My business has two choices being in the mix of this. Either I have to increase sales and increase revenue, or I have to cut operational costs. How can you help me there?
Well, most cost cutting, most cost reduction comes at a cost, right? You have to cut out payroll programs or people. That's not our approach. Okay. That's not creating more certainty. That's creating uncertainty for people. And so all of our programs, our 7 divisions, our 21 product lines, they create value without losing value, without causing more uncertainty or creating a cost. We call it no downside cost reduction. Okay, the print copy example was a good one, right? We can cut your costs 30 to 60%. You don't even have to switch vendors. You come out of it with a better contract, better pricing, better terms, a better understanding of what's going on, better relationship. And you didn't have to give anything up to do it. In fact, you gain
Right.
to do it. We have another program where any hospital out there, any surgical center, they have zero balance patient accounts, right? These are accounts that have been paid for or denied by insurance. They're not collecting on them. They're just zero balance accounts, right? We can come in and audit those accounts. Doesn't matter if they have an internal team, they've already hired other companies to do it. Does not matter. We will still come in and show them how to create another 10 to 20% on average in additional funds. These are not from customers. These are from the insurance companies that did not pay them what they were supposed to. So they didn't have to give up anything, reduce jobs, cut programs, harass their customers, none of that. And we put millions of dollars back on their bottom line with our help.
You know, another thing I'm noticing on your platform, it seems like it's something you just recently added, right? I ship product all over the metropolitan city where my business is housed, and my shipping costs have gone up dramatically. I noticed that you've got a cost-cutting mechanism there as well.
We do. It's our newest product line, actually. It's been around for a long time, but we are constantly, as you said, we're constantly on the search for ways to put dollars back in our clients' pockets. And shipping is a big cost. I mean, think about all the companies out there who are shipping. It could be a florist who's shipping same day, or a pharmacy who's shipping prescriptions to their customers, or a direct sales company who's got people on auto ship. Those shipping costs are enormous. We can come in and same day reduce the cost to $7.95 for same day shipping. If you can imagine, anything up to 20 pounds, up to 50 pounds is $26.95.
Wait a minute, Patrick. I just shipped a express priority envelope out of USPS. It cost me damn near $10. You just told me I can ship a package up to 20 pounds same day in my metropolitan city for $7.95?
You can in any of the metropolitan areas. It's we're growing out into the rural areas as well. There are some rural areas where it's not available yet, but that's just the same day shipping. There's also parcel post. We can save 10 to 40% for anyone shipping basically everything else, right? Heavier items and so forth and so on. I mean, that's an amazing service, and it absolutely works. They've never lost a customer in 20 years because it just why would you switch, right? Why would you switch back to UPS and FedEx and pay 3 times than you have to if it works?
Wow. This is an absolute wow factor.
It's a game changer.
It's absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, we got to move to our second break here, but I usually do a splash on certainty, right? Certainty team before I go to break. We got 2 minutes before we go to break. Patrick, I just want to elaborate right now. There's 21 different offerings. 21 different offerings in the Certainty Collective right now. And we are absolutely honor bound as principals to make sure that whatever we bring on beyond that does not bring a black eye, does not bring an embarrassment, does not bring any type of, upheaval type of a situation to the client or to our marketer. And that is the premise we stand on, correct?
100%. We're very, very skeptical about offerings. We turn down 99% of the things we're offered. We're offered new products and services on a daily basis. Not only do they have to be proven, not only do they have to be outstanding, but in most cases, they have to be a relationship we've had for a very long time. I talk about our print copy partner. I've known him for 30 years. Others we've known for decades. So these are companies that we represent, that we 100% can recommend and know that the customer will be taken care of. That's not to say things don't happen. People may make mistakes, of course, but yeah, you can be certain when you work with certainty, will be taken care of.
Yeah, and Patrick, with all the scams that are hitting small business today or businesses at large, somebody watching out, somebody being a watchdog, somebody looking out for your best interests before something's presented to you, I don't know how you put a price tag on that one. Anyway, we got to take a quick break. You're listening to Business Buzz live with Frank Hellring on the Voice America Business Network, and we're going to take another quick break here and have our advertisers take 2 and 2 to take a look at you, and we'll be right back with more buzz for your business.
All clear. Back in 2.
Thank you, Jordan.
I love the way we just did that. That's a good way to role play it as if a small business is talking to you.
Yeah,
Let's
good.
continue down that road. We're giving our people ammunition like extraordinaire right now.
We are. If you're watching the YouTube video, we're always, as we said, we're always looking at new product lines. We like the number 21. There's significance in that number. It's 7. 7 means perfection, right? This is 3 times the number 7. They say it takes 21 days to establish a habit. Yeah. There's a lot of symbolism behind that number. So at times we've replaced one product line with a different one we felt would be better because we want to keep it at 21.
Yep.
Anyway,
I'm not done. Guy. And I'm not done. We're just going to continue this role play. I think we ought to continue all the way out. Because I haven't even hit the big ones, buddy. Merchant processing, payday loans. We can have some fun with this.
Well, the Visa MasterCard settlement right now.
I'm getting there.
Single business needs to know about that.
I'm getting there. That's what I'm going to lead in with.
That's a special project. It's going to expire soon, but it's
100%
need to.
That's the reason why we had this divine interruption today, so we can pull this off for our people.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah,
I like being on your show. I need to have you back on my show one of these days.
Gonna be fun.
While since you were on Finding Certainty, I kind of keep you in the wings though. If I have a cancellation, I can pull you in quick.
Yep.
I've had a few of our team members, and I always tell them, I'm just going to call you if I need you last minute. That's happened. I've had Jill and Victoria and Brian. I've had a few of them. I had Andy the other day, and that was because I needed him last minute. So
I'm going to try and get Bert Ward on my show, the Robin of Robin and Batman. He owns a dog food company.
Have you? Do you know when Harry Winkler's going to be on yet?
Sorry, I'm coming back in 10.
Okay, 10 seconds. We're coming back.
PPP, COVID-19, SBA, is there a way? It's time for Business Watch, where your voice matters. Call into the show at 1-866-472-5790. That's 1-866-472-5790. or drop us an email at info@businessbuzz.com. That's info@BIZZNESS buzz.com. We know you've got something to say. Now, here's Frank Hellring, Business Watch, where your voice matters.
Hey, welcome back. I'm your host, Frank Hellring. Now on Business Watch, this is a segment of the show where we open up the phone lines and allow you, our live audience, to call in and mix it up with me or my incredible partner guest today, Patrick Laing. So go to that phone and dial 866-472-5790. That's 866-472-5790. And you can be live on Business Watch right now. Well, Patrick, I'm a small business owner. I take credit cards, buddy. I understand recently there has been a major lawsuit won against MasterCard and Visa to the tune of dang near $6 billion. But unlike most of these incredible, massive lawsuits, where I get $2.50 in the mail after I get this ridiculous looking letter, 6 months later, something's happened here, right? There's serious money involved.
There is. The difference is most of those lawsuits you hear about, class action suits, are opt-out class actions, right? You have to opt out if you don't want to be in it, and if you stay in, you're going to get your $2.35 for some weird drug you took, 20 years ago. Well, this is different. This is what's called an opt-in class action. Started 20 years ago, and it's been going on for 2 decades now. And it was merchants complaining that they were being overcharged on their Visa, MasterCard interchange fees. You may not know this if you're listening, but in Europe and around the world, they're paying a fraction of what we pay for interchange fees. We're paying 5-6 times as much. That was one of the complaints. But anyway, this class action's been going on for years. They've gone through all the appeals. They finally settled for about $5.4 billion. That funds are sitting in an account earning interest, and they've already grown to almost $6 billion, as you said, Frank. And you just have to opt in. If you accepted Visa and MasterCard between 2004 and 2019, you've got to opt in if you want to take part in it, and it could be thousands of dollars per $1 million that you processed. It's significant. We have clients who are going to receive hundreds of thousands of dollars back and even millions of dollars because of this class action.
Along those same lines, one of the things that, I'm besieged with this every single month, right? I've got somebody coming along, knocking on my door, asking me to change my merchant processing, right? Credit card related, right? I can save you, we've got this factor, blah, 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 blah. You didn't read the fine print in the 4-page document that you get every single time for your merchant processing. We just established a merchant processing relationship. Tell me a difference here, buddy.
I talked about how our relationships go back many years, right? Even this new shipping service that we've started offering our clients, it's with an existing relationship. It's just another one of their product lines. But we've known this guy for years. And the merchant processing is the same. We've known this company for many, many years. They're the ones that we work with through our insurance product, our what's called the Corporate Benefits Initiative. We do our restaurant delivery service through them, where we can come in and cut someone's Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats. We can cut those costs significantly, put better service, put money back in the restaurant's pockets. But merchant processing touches all of those, right? Whether you're delivering food, ordering food, paying for benefits. There's so many things that flow through a credit card these days. That's why we're so pleased with our relationship, because we know them well. We know how they care about their customers. They're sincerely and legitimately reducing their costs in a number of different ways, and even putting benefits in their employees' pockets with no cost to them. This is the kind of company that is really sincerely trying to make a difference.
Yeah, they're not a fly-by-night, right?
No, they process billions of dollars in transactions every year. Been in the insurance industry for over 20 years. Yeah, we just had one of the founders one of the partners on our sales congress yesterday came and spoke to our team, and it's a great relationship.
There's another problem out there. If I take you just a couple of blocks from my house here in Mission Viejo, on the corner of El Toro Road, there are 4 payday loan operations right there on all four corners on a major thoroughfare. Now, what do you think they're doing there, and how come they don't go out of business? This is a huge problem, Patrick, for small businesses because, as you know, there's always more month left over at the end of the money. We're in a hyperinflationary economy right here where people, if they have an emergency and they don't have disposable earnings, they're going to take some kind of an advance somewhere to get capital to take care of their family. We have a solution for that, do we not? A pretty viable one, and more importantly, with a institution that is not something to sneeze at.
We do. It's an unfortunate commentary on business these days, but many industries, many companies, many services are completely focused on the bottom line, right? All they care about is making money, it seems. They're providing a service, but they're charging customers through the nose. And we talked earlier about the print copy contract industry is this multi-billion-dollar industry, no checks or balances, unregulated, and customers are paying far more than they have to. Well, the paycheck advance industry is the same. It's almost like usury. I mean, it's predatory. You've got these minimum wage employees oftentimes having to get a $300 loan against their next paycheck so they can keep their lights on. And the interest rates are ridiculous, 20, 30% interest for a loan for even just a short time. And oftentimes they have to put up like a car title or something against it.
Yeah, and if they miss a payment, what happens then? The interest rate damn near doubles, right?
That's
So
right.
I, as a small business, all of a sudden I look over at the machine that I'm paying a guy $50,000 a year, right, to operate for me, and all of a sudden he's not there. Why? He's down on the line out at the payday loan store making sure that he makes his payment on time.
That's right.
That costs me money, Patrick.
That's right. And our service, again, it's working with a company that truly cares. They realize, just like so many of our vendors, that you don't have to gouge your customers or take advantage of them to make a great living. You can do extremely well. We can all do well. We don't have to hurt each other to do it. With our service, we can set it up with any employer. There's no cost to the employer to set it up. It provides paycheck advance to employees for $2.95.
Wait a minute, time out. Repeat that.
It's a $2.95 fee. Last I checked, I haven't even looked at it for a little while.
Wait a minute, time out. They're not leaving their desk. They're not leaving the machine that I just talked about, right? This is done across their phone.
That's right. They can do it all.
Get out of town.
Online. Don't have to leave work. They're not getting taken to the cleaners. It's really for our lender. It's one of our lending partners that also does business lending, lines of credit, equipment financing, loans against merchant processing, loans against commercial real estate. The best thing about them is they can do a loan in less than 7 days. I mean, you don't have to sit and wait and wonder if you can get money for your business for weeks on end. Literally it's actually within 48 hours.
Yeah, when's the last time you went into Chase Bank and they asked you for a 740 FICO score before they'd even talk to you about a small business loan, right? I mean, right. FICO scores were decimated because of the pandemic, because people just literally, couldn't make their payments, right? So, I mean, their FICO scores are at the bottom of the totem pole. Patrick, another thing, and we just brought this on, and it's exciting as heck, right? How many small businesses out there, you ask the question, what are you doing for marketing, right? They go, social media. Then you turn around and you don't let them stay there with that pat answer. You go, how's that working for you? Like a raccoon looking at a set of truck headlights. They cannot answer that question, right? We just brought something on that isn't SEO, EIO, right? $50,000 out of pocket, and don't tell the person that they have to have somebody sitting in front of that computer working that social media piece that he put into practice 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day to make that thing work. We just brought something on that could create a lot of found dollars, right? And more importantly, really, really perk up their website and any other marketing they're doing. Go.
We did. And it's so new, it's not even on our website yet. Again, this is a long-term relationship. We decided to add in one of their product lines because they are transforming how digital marketing and web marketing is done. Imagine having a customer come to your website And typically, if you have an opt-in form or something, they can fill out their information. It's 1 or 2% capture rate. And to your point, customers are spending thousands and thousands of dollars, even millions of dollars on marketing that is what I call a hope and a prayer. They're putting it out there, hoping to get that 1 or 2% opt-in. They're hoping to get a little bit of a return on investment. Imagine having someone go to your site, you instantly capture 510 data points about them. You can reach out to them while they're in the ethos. You can capture them and build that relationship immediately, instantly, not competing with 20 other people because they entered a form asking for information. You can talk to them while they're in the ether. And then you can also go back and revitalize your old data. Collect information on those, know what they need, market to them. Imagine creating 1,000 little websites so that it's like driving down the road and seeing not just one billboard about a business, but 20 billboards in a row telling you about their business. There's so much that goes into this. It's one of our partners who is a former co-founder of CarMax, James Burton, owner of Burton International. Their service, even the U.S. Marshals are using it to find customers or find fugitives, right? It's amazing. I mean,
Patrick, hurry up and get that up on the website, buddy. We got 3 minutes to go on the show here, buddy. Time travels fast. Give our audience out there and our marketers, who I'm sure are listening into, how the heck did they get in touch with us, buddy?
well, I'll say this. Everyone's looking for certainty. As you made the point before, you can either reduce costs or you can increase sales. We can help in both ways. To learn more, reach out to us at Certainty Team. That's TEAM as in Mary.com. You can call us at 888-684-3122 or text the word certainty to 26786 and we'll be right back in touch with you.
Hey, buddy, if they were to call that phone number, do they get an AI voice?
No, it's a real person. We've got
Oh, it's a real person. Oh, my goodness.
Our receptionist will answer the phone and forward you. If you're asking for you or me or whoever, they'll forward you to the right person or just say, I want to know about this. I want to know how to get my share of this Visa MasterCard settlement or whatever the case might be. We can help.
Yeah. Patrick, you and I are on a mission. We're on a mission to help large, medium, and dare I say small businesses. Let me tell you something, what I would like to do. I would like to change that word small. I would love to have that eliminated out in front of the word business, and I would like the following to be in its place. We are business in America.
That's right. There's no such thing as small business. It's one of the biggest segments of our economy. And so we are not small. We are massive.
And I think we and our Certainty team can help small businesses get back not only profitability, but pride in what they do as American businesses that hold up this economy and make our lives better. Amen.
Amen.
Patrick, thanks so much for being on the show today. Thank you, our listening audience, for tuning into Business Buzz today. If you'd like to be a guest or you have a business and needs to elevate your brand and expand your reach, you can reach us toll free at 877-3-NOWBUZ or go to Certainty, CERTAINTY, team, TEAM.com. Click on media. It'll take you right to the shows, Finding Certainty and Business Buzz, because those shows are owned by the Certainty Collective. The buzz factor of your business is what we seek to increase week in and week out. Tune in next week as we bring in more guests, more resources, more expertise, and more cost-cutting measures to make your business buzz.
All clear. Great show.
Great show. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Jordan.
Hope we both have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Let me knock off the
Frank,
recording.
keep the recording going.
Oh, I can't.